The title of my presentation is Rerum Ecclesia, and it is reflecting the mission as conversion. So this encyclical was written by Pope Pius XI, and it was promulgated on the 28th of February 1926. And it is one of the shortest encyclicals which the Church has ever produced. And it has three important themes, which I will also summarize. The first one is the importance of Catholic missions. Then the second one is the role of Roman pontiffs in spreading the light of the gospel. And the last one is the need to develop the kingdom of Christ on earth. I begin with the first one, the importance of Catholic missions. In this theme, the encyclical tries to bring the gospel of Christ to the people, and also making sure that the people are baptized, they are confirmed, and they are catechized. And also in the same way, the catechizers, the priests, the people we are helping, we are all prepared to make sure that these Catholic missions, they go well. And everyone who was to participate in this was sure and aware of what he or she was going to do. So it was something like the preparatory information for the people involved in the mission. Then the second aspect is the role of the Roman pontiffs in spreading the light of the gospel. In this aspect, it has something particular about it because it has the concept of subsidiarity. It's the role of the pontiff, but he is talking to the bishops, and the bishops are talking to the priests, meaning there is that subsidiarity dimension. And then also the people among themselves, they were making small groups to make sure that the transmission of this mission goes very well. And it was under this that the Church also had to think of having seminarians going to different seminaries, at least to learn about this mission and how it will be executed. Then the other aspect is the need to develop the kingdom of Christ on earth. On this one, they were now trying to do something practical, something tangible, like building schools, building hospitals, because all that is mission, because they are working with the people, but they have also to provide with those people special needs which they need at that particular moment. But now, talking about all these three dimensions, the whole syndicate was that they had the goal, and the goal was to convert the people. That's why they were baptizing them, that's why they were confirming them. It was just for the sake of converting them. And they had a special name for these people. They were called simply pagans, even if the word which was used was heathens, but it was in the context of pagans. They were seen as pagans. So the Church at this particular moment had seen these people as pagans. However, the people, it was their first time to listen about the good news, and they were happy, some of them, to listen to this good news. And that's why this mission was purely dependent on the Acts of the Apostles. It was like their refrain, chapter 15, verses 1 to 15, where this scripture is summarized by one Greek word, which is epistrophen. this word means returning to God. They considered that the people, they didn't know God, and whatever they were doing was not godly. That's why they were called heathens. And whatever was done was in the light of bringing back these people to God. Then, all these three important themes, they still point to one thing: mission as conversion. They were just using these themes according to different people to which this message was going. After analyzing and going through this encyclical, I could critically say that it is a very good encyclical because it has talked much about the matters we see in the Vatican Council, matters of ecumenism and also inter-religious dialogue, because the encyclical was encouraging people to be united among themselves as Christians, and that is ecumenism, and also to welcome people who are coming from different religions. So you can see that that has been now almost 40 years since this encyclical was written, and also at this particular moment when we had Nostra Aetate, the one which came to talk about ecumenism and interreligious dialogue. So after that 40 years, at least something has been happening in the background, and the propositions in this encyclical was somehow preparatory to what was about to come. But also, I see that the encyclical was somehow radical because it was calling the people who didn't believe in God as pagans, and they were sidelined in main activities in different societies. But those who were writing this, article, or to summarize it, or maybe to put commentaries, they've been doing the glory of history. They couldn't maybe point much out these elements. Then the other aspect also is the language which was used, because somehow it was very heavy for the people who are just coming to believe in God for the first time. It was very heavy. It was supposed to be, first of all, translated into the language of the people, because by that time, few people among the locals were allowed to maybe to be in the seminary or maybe to take part in the mission. And I see that the mission could fail probably because missionaries were very much encouraged to work for the people. But the best way is to work with the people. That's better, so that even if the missionaries leave, the mission can still continue. And in this I see that they thought that the mission was theirs, but in the actual fact, it wasn't. It's the mission of Christ. So I saw that this aspect was missing. This encyclical contains. And then it took also much time to allow the local priests to be to form the local clergy. And also it took time, even if the local clergy was formed, it took time to let them work on their own. A person could be a bishop, but he doesn't have any deciding authority. He's a bishop, he's just there as a name, but if it comes to deciding, someone else is deciding for them. And finally, it's just this quotation which I would like to read. It says, "The church taught well, but took time to realize the idea of ordaining and making bishops the locals. For a long time they were under foreign missionaries. Sometimes they could be parish priests or bishops, but no power to really administratively work under their own perspective capacity." So this one we shall see to it that it is not the same case in the Vatican Council too. That is nearly after 41 years. Thank you so much for your attentive listening. I invite questions and contributions.
Thank you. Yes, I believe that one of the main elements is the formation of the local church.
Okay. Anyway, he also asked about my opinion. Anyway, my opinion on that one is that the language is very important in the mission. So every missionary is encouraged at least to learn the local language. Yeah. Thank you so much. And